Hey everybody, welcome into Warp Factor 10, our show about all things Star Trek here on the Arena Productions. And I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley. And we're going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 6 of Star Trek Lower Decks, the Deep Space Nine episode. So we got our Deep Space Nine episode, Burley. So anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. I really enjoyed this episode. So we're going to be giving our review of it and talking about our favorite points of the episode as well, kind of a breakdown and everything. So yeah, I was just really happy to see them, get to Deep Space Nine, and just a lot of fun, and it was another, just a hilarious episode. So before we continue, I just want to let everybody know, and here is our Beckett Mariner spoiler alert. So she's letting you know with her grinning face that we are going to be talking spoilers throughout this episode, obviously. So if you have not watched Season 3, Episode 6 of Star Trek Lower Decks, please go and watch the episode and then come back and enjoy our review and breakdown of the episode. So, all right, Burley, let's get to it. So, yeah, we get Deep Space Nine. So, what's interesting is, like, right before, it's like the Cerritos is, they're flying towards Deep Space Nine, but it's like they're supposed to. There's another ship that's supposed to be like doing these negotiations and everything, and we get the admiral that's talking to the captain and everything, and I think his name was Admiral Buenamigo, and he's saying like the Vancouver, which is the other ship, was being rerouted to the asparagus system of all places, the asparagus system to evacuate a colony, and it's like from that's being threatened by a brown hole, not a black hole, but a brown hole. And Captain Freeman's like, wait, that's not even a thing, man. What are you talking about? But I guess, yeah. So basically the Admiral says, okay, now you have to go and do the negotiations with this merchant group from the Gamma Quadrant. What'd you think of that part?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like, and Vancouver is a province in Canada, so a little shout out to Canada. And
yeah, my daughter is in Vancouver now, so yeah. So she's studying for a year out there. So
I like it, and when the Admiral calls her, she's like, okay, how much? Like we're giving out booze everywhere. To everywhere.
Yeah, did you see that case? There was like the what was it, the Romulan ale, and then there was the case of the what was it from the episode with Scotty and Relics, Aldebaran whiskey. So yeah, that was pretty good. It's like, so you're trying to get half of the Alpha Quadrant inebriated. That was pretty good, man. So
yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So anyway, this episode was really cool in the sense of course, we get more of the relationship, this blooming relationship between Beckett and Jennifer, her really close friend. And I mean, what's really cool about this episode is there's the message of valuing oneself, basically, and recognizing how important it is to be true to that. And we see that all throughout this episode. I mean, between Beckett and Jennifer, and we're going to see that later, and as well as with Tindi, we see that as well. But anyway, so we get more into the episode here. So it's like Rutherford and Boimler and Tindi are giving Mariner a bunch of shit, because she's going to stay on the ship with Jennifer, whereas they're going to go to Deep Space Nine and have fun and all. So I thought that was pretty good. What'd you think of that, man?
Oh, I like that. You've got them, and you've got the dynamics between them, and they're like, you've got them just giving Mariner shit, and she is just not taking it. And they're like, yeah, we're just going to go quickly, do what little work we have to, sit, and we're going to go. And they say, we're going to see the original, the first stop of the chain, Quarks. Right. So it's like, yay, maybe we're going to get Quark in this episode.
Yeah. And we get to Deep Space Nine, and who do we see first? We see Colonel Kira now. Colonel. And what's interesting is like it looks like on the promenade there, and on the bridge there, it's mostly Bajorans now. It's like I guess the Bajorans control Deep Space Nine at this moment now, and then the Federation's kind of moved off of there. But anyway, yeah, we see the security chief there, who's a fellow Bajoran, and it's funny how he's like arguing about I saved you here, and then Kira's like, but I saved you in this thing.
You saved me, I saved you. They do the
right,
I saved you game.
right. I saved you game, but that was pretty cool, and hats off to Nana Visitor being the guest voice of Kira here. It was really cool to hear her voice again. So. Yeah, so we move on, of course. So we get to Quark's. Good old Armin Shimmerman. He is the voice of Quark, obviously. And we get into Quark's, and he's showing off his Quark 2000 replicator and everything, and he's talking about how he wants to expand throughout the Alpha Quadrant and everything. He wants to put more bars, even at Starfleet Academy, and I thought that was pretty cool, man. So. Yeah, good old Quark. Yeah. So
I was glad to see him back because he was such a great character in Deep Space Nine. And for those of you who don't know, he's also the voice of Dr. Nefarious in the Ratchet and Clank series.
Yeah, in the Ratchet and Clank video games, of course, which are on PlayStation. Yeah. So.
But I love his little suit there. I love his little suit, and he still keeps the Ferengi business. I love that. He's like, oh yeah, I've expanded. What started out as my simple bar, I've expanded.
Yeah, and then I just love Boimler, man. He's like being bold Boimler again, and he's going to the Dabo table and stuff. Just man. I mean, he was scoring, man. He was scoring at the table there throughout the episode. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So so we move on, and of course we get to Mariner, showing up at I guess it's one of Jennifer's friends' quarters and everything, and they're having kind of like this get together, kind of like a sorority type of get together, it seems like, from fellow graduates of the academy and everything. And I love this scene because like the girls are like asking about Boimler, and it's like and it's like, oh, he's not reverse aging or anything like that, but then they're like, oh, we think he's so cool and cute, and we want to date him and stuff. And then she's like, I have to have some more here, and then she like pours the whole entire jar there into her glass. I mean, it was so funny.
That was just funny. And it just continues on with the beginning of episode season 3, where we get the whole thing of everyone's where Boimler's on the wine ranch, and every woman's all for him. He's just not paying attention.
But I mean, it's like, she's trying to be who she's not here. I mean, it's like, she's trying to act really polite because she doesn't want to destroy what she has, this relationship she has with Jennifer, thinking, well, if I piss off her friends and stuff, that might mess things up, and I thought that was pretty
I think we all can relate to that, because we've all been in those awkward situations at one point with some with some of our partners in the past and stuff, where you're just trying to be nice and not say what you really think and be your real self.
Exactly. And then we get some other, characters that we remember from Deep Space Nine. Of course, the other alien there at the bar. He's like almost every episode of Deep Space Nine, you see him in the bar. It was so cool to see him again. So, but anyway, we get to Tindy's story. Obviously, Tindi and Rutherford run into this another Orion, in Quarks and everything, and then he starts following them around and everything, and he's starting to get under Tindy's skin because of the fact that he's saying that, oh, you should be like an Orion. You seem like more of a human. It's like, us Orions, we're pirates, and he's like singing these pirate songs and everything. And then it really gets under her skin. So what did you think of that part?
Oh, I loved it. It was just, you've got her and the dynamic between them for most of the episode. He used to be acting like he's all into this, and she's just like, she could care no, she gives no fucks on this, just wants to go spend her time, relax here, and not have to deal with this, because she's so different from this.
Yeah. And a little bit earlier, we get the Karama, of course, these merchants from the Gamma Quadrant, and they're coming in. And it's like, it's funny how Kira has to basically take them into Quarks, because it seems like the negotiations aren't working out with, Captain Freeman and all. And so they get them into Quarks, and then, of course, Quark and his way of doing things, but, he's not having it there, at the beginning and stuff. And it's starting to piss Kira off. But then we get into the situation where they find out about the replicator, and basically he was stealing from the Karama, and so they take him away, and they take him back to their ship, and they're going to go back to the wormhole and all. And so because Tindi and Rutherford were of course carting all of those alcoholic beverages into the cargo bay or whatever on that ship, I mean, they get stuck there basically. And the other fellow, Orion, was saying, "Oh, of course, I've been transferred to do duty with you guys." And of course, now he's changing his story, because, of course, at the beginning he was acting all tough, like he's a pirate and all and stuff. But yeah, basically he was raised by humans in Cincinnati, Ohio. So, I mean, it's like, yeah. So he's basically someone that he's not. And then, of course, Tindi just goes badass. I mean, because her parents were pirates. Her father was a pirate, in the syndicate and all and everything, from what she says. And she starts, using all of his techniques and all, and just being able to stop the ship from going into the wormhole. And she kicks a couple of the crew members' asses. It was pretty cool, wasn't it, Burley?
Oh, yeah. It was that. I love that moment of her just taking charge, doing all this, and taking the tooth, getting the tooth, and
the gold pressed platinum tooth.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then back to, of course, Mariner in her, with Jennifer and her friends and all and everything. And of course she stuns, because they have these candles going, and obviously, the ship, the power had gone out and everything, and so the oxygen level was going down and everything. With all the candles there, the oxygen level was going to go down much faster. And so then Jennifer is basically telling Mariner, "Why are you acting so polite? Why are you acting like this?" It's like, that doesn't sound like you. And like Mariner's, I've been trying this whole time to not be bossy, and stuff like that. And then Jennifer's like, "But that's what I love about you, is you're bossy and stuff like that. So just you don't take shit from anybody, basically. So do your thing." And so she just goes off, and she's like, this phaser here, it's like, if you get stunned and everything, it means we'll use less oxygen. And so she just freaking goes off, and she just stuns all of them. I mean, it was great, man. I loved it.
Oh, that was just that was the highlight of the episode.
Oh yeah.
I love that. She's like, "No, you can act the way you need to act here in this situation. It's just part of the reason why I love you." I love it. And she is. You could just see that smile on her face, and she is just having so much fun stunning them all.
Oh yeah.
And I love it. They're trying to protect the candles and all that, and it's like, she's like, "Yeah, no, boop, boop."
yeah. And then obviously at the end there, they give themselves a little kiss, and as Mariner stuns both of them, and they conk out and stuff like that. But I mean, that was a great part of the episode, and I really love the relationship dynamic between the two of them. I think it's going to be really cool watching that moving forward and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, getting back to, of course, Boimler, it's like he's got like tons of latinum now, gold pressed latinum that he's won, at the Dabo table and stuff like that. And, and then the other Ferengi gives him like this, like, like a discount card to a shop or something like that. It's like,
Well, it's a VIP card, but
VIP
it's like
card,
also,
yeah.
it's a VIP card, but it's like Quark bucks, so they're worth double than real money. And then
Yeah.
I love it. I love that he's like, yeah, I'll take that. Starfleet doesn't accept this Latinum anyways, and you can just see the Ferengi there just wants to go, if
Oh,
he
yeah,
could, dive
Yeah.
across the table and strangle him.
Yeah. But anyway, so so the of course the merchants from the Gamma Quadrant, they're put into the brig and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, and then at the end there, it's like, because what Quark had done, with their technology and stuff, it was basically they came to this agreement that the merchants would get like 76% of all of the profits of Quark's establishments all throughout the Alpha Quadrant. So he really lost out on that, man. So, but yeah, and then of course towards the end, they're having fun there, in the bar, and Kira meets up with Mariner and everything, and Mariner and Jennifer are there and everything, and it was a great part of the end of the episode. I really enjoyed it, and of course Tindi coming to terms with who she really is as well, being that her family were pirates and stuff like that. So maybe we'll see more of that in future episodes, where they dive more into Tindy's backstory, in a sense, of her being an Orion. So yeah, we shall see, man.
Yeah.
So overall, what did you think of this episode, man? Yeah.
Overall, I really enjoyed this. This is a really big highlight to the season for me so far. It keeps me making me want to watch more for the future episodes. I wish there was one character we wish would have showed up. I wish we would have got something on Cisco, even just a mention. That was my only thing. Like, give me a mention of Cisco.
Well, I like that scene when they showed Kira for the first time, and she goes into the office there, and she looks at the wormhole, and she sees the merchant ship coming out of the wormhole, and she's like, I think she's reminiscing of thinking about Cisco at that moment, thinking maybe he at some point in time he's going to come out of that wormhole and come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was really great. But yeah, so let us know in the comments what you thought of this episode. We'd really like to hear from you. Burley and I, we really enjoyed it. So let us know what your favorite parts of the episode were. We really would love to hear from you in the comments. And if you like this episode, please be sure to hit that like and the subscribe and the notification bell for when we drop a new episode of Warp Factor 10 and our Star Trek Lower Decks review episodes here on the Arena Productions. So, and we really thank you all for your support. So thank you so much. So I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-host, Burley. We hope to catch you in the next review and breakdown episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. So take care, everyone. Peace.
Bye, everyone.